the IRS costs $10 billion a year. The private sector spends $300 billion filling out the tax returns, okay? The FairTax uses the 46 existing state sales tax collection authorities. They're already there, they're already in place, they're already collecting the money. It'll be a software upgrade for those retailers, so there'll be some cost of implementation there. 5 states have to either put in their own sales tax collection system, contract with the state next door to do it for them, or have the federal government do it for them. As a function of that, every retailer is paid 1/4% of everything they collect to handle that. The states are paid 1/4% of everything they collect. So the states net out a profit doing the FairTax. There's no real cost to them. Even the states that have to set it up will recoup their costs through the 1/4% they pay for collections. So the overall reduction from a bureaucracy that costs $310 billion a year now will come down by roughly 90%. It'll be a 90% of that number figure to administer and implement the FairTax. Of all the lobbying dollars spent in Washington, D.C. on an annual basis are spent on one piece of legislation, and that's the IRS code. Everything you hear about is the Israeli lobby, the psychiatric drug lobby, all these other bad guys that are lobbying. That's only half. The other half of all the money spent is lobbying on the tax code. And it's done because it's so complex and so specialized that they can put this little thing in there that nobody will ever know about. That it is a whole industry of doing this. Now with the FairTax, if they raise the rate, who knows about it the next day? Every single consumer in America. If they decide to exempt Cadillacs and not Lincolns, General Motors is going to hit the ceiling. And everyone will know about it the next day. Now, I'm not saying lobbyists won't work like hell. They are bright people, they are well funded, they have expensive shoes, they know how to do what they do. But at the end of the day, a sales tax makes it very hard to hide their evil trade. Not impossible, but hard. And that is one of the signal advantages of the FairTax, is you can't lobby in the dark. It has to be done under the bright lights of the retail counter, and every consumer in America will know about the change the next day. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Who's most against the FairTax and why? The first one is the whole reason that I talked to you about. You've got to prove to people that grassroots can get this done, okay? Because the people who are apathetic, people who don't think there can be change, people who don't think a high school girl doing her high school project can make this big an impact and bring in me. I'm the third most popular spokesman for the FairTax.